tuned in with the legendary Josh Samuel and another brother on the line by the name of Fran, who is also a legend in his own right. Fran, man, how you been doing, brother?
I've been doing great. These couple of weeks have been really great, especially if you are in the Snyder Cut fandom.
Exactly. Fran, that's one of the topics we're going to talk about today, man. But starting out, I want to talk a little bit about Henry Cavill. Now, his name has been in the trades and in the news pretty much all of last week, not just due to The Witcher, but due to some comments he's made in regards to Superman. Now, we saw the interviews, we saw, him being asked about the Snyder Cut, and we all saw his response to that, which many took as a shot or many took as him basically not caring. Uh, First things first, we all know that it does exist. Most of us with the same mind have known that the Snyder Cut exists. Henry Cavill, despite what he says, knows that it's a real thing because he worked on the film, and as Zack Snyder himself says, first of all, he shot it. What's your thought on Henry Cavill's comments, man, in regards to the Snyder Cut?
Well, I said something on Twitter, but I think I'm gonna change it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I understand his position. Like, he wants to still play Superman, which is totally respectful, and he's gotta do what he's gotta do to please Warner Brothers, and so they give him his own movie. But I understand the tactics. I understand that you have an agent who tells you, you shouldn't talk about this because this is going to make the studio angry, and we don't want to make the studio angry because we want our own movie now. So I can understand that, but there's also not the loyalty of you owe your career to Zack Snyder, but just have a little detail, a little thing with him.
Yeah.
You don't have to go all in like, on Instagram, hashtag release the Snyder Cut, fuck yeah, this is a new unreleased image of Superman in the Snyder Cut. That would be awesome, but he doesn't want to do that because he wants to have a good relationship with Warner Brothers. I understand that. But if you get asked directly about it, don't say, oh, I haven't seen it, I don't know if it exists.
Yeah.
I think that over the years, someone somewhere has put together some footage. Listen, it is not someone. It is the director of 3 movies that you've made, first of all. And second of all, it's not somewhere around this year. No, all of that was made in 2017. Those 240 minutes were closed, like that edit was closed in January? And then they started all the finishing the VFX and everything. So don't lie. I understand that you have to be politically correct in terms of the studio, but just say something in terms of, there were some scenes that we shot that were pretty good, or I miss, for example, the cast, or something like that. You don't have to directly refer to it, but saying, I don't know if it exists, I haven't seen it, maybe someone has put together some footage. Bro, it's not someone, it's the fucking director of the movie. What are you talking about? That's like the little thing that made me angry.
Yeah.
Because I understand, I mean, I'm not part of Hollywood, obviously, but I understand the game of trying to be cool with the studio. But there are ways of being cool with the studio and also being grateful for the opportunity of a man who gave you everything that you have now.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's confusing. I see both sides of the spectrum, man. At the very least, like I discussed with you, I would have at the very least, he could have just said something in regards to Zack, because God knows he's been through literally hell these past few years, and I would have at the very least, liked to have seen Henry say something in those regards, because I'm gonna just be honest, with all due respect to that movie Immortals, I didn't know who Henry Cavill was, and I wasn't as big a fan of him until Man of Steel. I was like, who is that? Oh, that's Henry Cavill, that's Superman. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, hopefully, he swings and, does the right thing because again, he gave him, like you said, he gave him the opportunity of a lifetime. He's Superman. He's awesome. And to me, he and Zack are a hell of a combination, and we wouldn't have the movies we have without those two working together. So hopefully he comes around. Moving on, Fran. It's time to add more salt to the wound, so to speak. Now, Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman 84's 1984's trailer will be releasing today. Um, there's been a lot of talks about it, some good, some negative. There's been a lot of rumored screenings causing mass hysteria, mass panic. People saying, "Oh, I'm scared. I don't think it's gonna be as good." I don't think this movie is gonna be good as the first one. Yada yada yada. And then, Fred, too, you have this section, I'm just gonna say it, of whole ass fans that just needlessly and repeatedly, for whatever reason, continue to compare DC to Marvel. And we've seen this most recently with Wonder Woman 84. And you and I spoke about this in a video a few months back, how people were comparing it to Thor Ragnarok, and I don't know why. I mean, I guess the coloring is a little bit more vibrant, but then again, you got to think about the time period. It's the fucking 80s. There were a lot of afros, a lot of jerry curls, a lot of disco balls, a lot of bright colors. I mean, it's the 80s. So to compare that to Thor Ragnarok, a movie, I have my opinion on. I'm not going to discuss it here for the sake of time. I just don't think that's necessary, and I think it's very stupid. Like, I legitimately hate hearing shit like this, bro. But I'll let you chime in, friend.
Well, I mean, it is also one thing that Thor Ragnarok was released on 2017. Did Thor Ragnarok invent color in cinema? Like, all the movies from the 1920s or 1900s when cinema was invented until 2017 were on black and white? Or what's the deal? Because nowadays any movie has color and everyone is like, oh, Thor Ragnarok. It's like, no, Thor Ragnarok thankfully didn't invent color in cinema. So I don't know what's the deal with that. Like, I don't know why, like we just said, I don't feel the need to compare all the time DC and Marvel. Just because a new movie has color in it as any other movie has, is not a Thor Ragnarok hit like a copycat or anything like that.
Right.
It's like, it's its own movie. It is, like you said, it is the 80s. In the 80s, everything was like more colorful, and the discos and the parties and the afros and everything like that. So it is only natural for it to be more colorful. And I didn't see the teaser and I was like, oh my god, the saturation or the contrast was insanely high. I just saw like a Wonder Woman costume which was a little bit more red, a little bit more blue.
Right.
That's it. Like the rest of the colors were nothing out of this world, nothing too bright or anything like that. And we also have to talk about those quote Snyder fans who are like, oh my god, this is a Geoff Jones movie, fuck this movie and fuck Patty Jenkins because they are destroying everything that Snyder did. Listen, we have to accept that Snyder is not part of the DCU anymore, so let's just let people and directors do whatever the fuck they want. Like, this is what it is all about. It is all about artistic and director integrity. So don't go and fuck and try to insult and bash a new movie from a new director because it's in their own vision. It is not Snyder's style or something like that.
Right.
Because you're fighting for one thing and then you're acting in another way. So that's not really coherent.
Not to mention, not to cut you off, brother. Not to mention that Zack Snyder is a producer on both Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84, so his influence is going to be felt regardless.
Yeah, and he on Bureau, the first day of shooting Wonder Woman 84, he posted a video saying so excited for the first day of shooting, and Deborah Snyder posted the poster for Wonder Woman 84 and said, can't wait.
Yeah.
Like, the stone Party logo is on the poster, on the teaser. They are producing this film. They are putting money, and I'm sure that Patty Jenkins has talked about with Snyder about certain things, like what they did in the first Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the deal in bashing and trying to shit on this director because they have their own vision? It's their own movie. She's the director. Let her do whatever the fuck she wants. I don't see this teaser. We need to watch and see the full trailer this night tonight. But I don't see like a Marvel ripoff or unnecessary jokes or anything like that.
Exactly.
I see an epic movie that has a little bit more of color. That's it. It's not that big of a deal, really.
Yeah. Oh, if only everybody else saw it that way, man. Moving on. Moving on. I'm personally very confident that Wonder Woman 84 will gross $1 billion. Do you think it will gross $1 billion?
I think that it's very important in which time it comes out. I think it comes out on June.
Yeah.
Like the first. Oh, alright. Yeah. So if it is like alone for a month or something like that, alone in terms of no Star Wars movie, no really big Marvel movie or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it can reach $1 billion fairly easy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are as stupid as Warner Brothers was with Shazam and put it like 3 weeks before Endgame, then you are not going to get $1 billion. Because if you get a really big movie and try to make it compete with another really big movie, that's not gonna work. But if they let the movie breathe in terms of no competition, I think it's gonna get easy $1 billion because people love the first Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't reach $1 billion, but right now anyone who watches a little bit of cinema knows Wonder Woman, knows Gal Gadot, knows the movie. I mean, everyone knows about it, and everyone talks about it when it comes out because it's like a media phenomenon, because it's like a female superhero and everything that comes around that. I think it can really easily get to $1 billion, but Warner Brothers has to be intelligent and know where to put it and when to put it out.
Okay.
And also a little thing like the original release date was in November this year.
Yep.
And then they postponed it to June.
Yeah.
I would like to know why was that.
I'm pretty sure, not to cut you off, brother. I suspected it was because of Frozen too. Cause look at Frozen. Everybody and their mother went to see Frozen 2, and that junk is on the way to grossing $1 billion in itself. And it came out like 2 or 3 weeks after Wonder Woman's initial November 1st release date. So. And I think they want to kind of cooperate with it. The first one came out on June 2nd. I think this one is coming out on June 5th, I think. So, yeah, I guess they kind of just want to, it's 3 years after, or 4 years after the first one. So I think that's kind of the reason why. Avoiding Frozen and Star Wars and giving it an honest, realistic chance to gross $1 billion as well.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know, like 7 or 8 months, is it really that necessary? Like, I understand that you're there, like, okay, we don't want to compete with Frozen and Star Wars, so we are going to release it on February or March, but June?
Yeah.
Like 8 more months of post-production? I don't know, I hope they don't do anything stupid like they did with Justice League, but I don't know. Let's be positive and think that they are not going to make the same mistake 2 years after.
Right. I doubt they did, man. I hope not. I really hope not.
It's Warner Brothers we are talking about. They do the same mistake like 10 or 15 years all the time. It's like the Richard Donner cut, and then we had like the Batman and Robin with George Clooney, and then 15 years later we had Justice League. So the story is like a continuous story with Warner Brothers. I don't know why.
Oh Lord, man. Yeah, they'll learn eventually. They'll learn. I think they're learning slowly, but surely they're learning.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Now, Fran, in 3 months. No, 2 months. Sorry, excuse me. It seems like like 3 months, but in 2 months, we'll be getting a movie starring the stunning and talented Margot Robbie, the stunning and gorgeous Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and the stunning and elegant Jernee Bell. And that movie is Birds of Prey, the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn. I hope I didn't butcher that. Now, we've all talked about Suicide Squad, David Ayer, Jiggity Funkity Bibbity Bop reshoots, uh, uh, and we've talked about, this, that, and the third, but Birds of Prey is certainly upon us. It's going to be an R-rated feature flick after Warner Brothers' success with Joker, which we'll also discuss here shortly. Now, if you remember, Fran, a few months back there were leaks about Birds of Prey. Big pictures, Black Mass being gay, which again I have nothing against gay people. I know some gay people, I'm not, but I know some gay people. There was a lot of rumors, and it was quite laughable, so to speak. And then there were reshoots, and then a few days ago, it was revealed that Black Mask will in fact wear the Black Mask. Jared Leto's Joker will have scenes that weren't used in Suicide Squad that will apparently be seen in Birds of Prey, etc., etc. Is this proof, in your opinion, that we need to start listening to scoopers about so-called leaks, and that we need to just wait until the movie releases itself?
Well, I think that the thing with scoopers is that they are most of the time wrong, but they are sometimes right. So they hang on to those right informations like they are life. Like they are like, oh no, listen. Yeah, I was wrong about these 15 things, but remember that time 2 years ago when I said that thing was going to happen and it can't happen to the movie? Yeah, like that's my credibility. I know I have sources and everything. So I think that we should have like a little distance in terms of who and how much we listen to someone. Because I don't want to name a certain guy, well, not a certain guy, a certain couple of people. Like Dave, the film junkie, calls him Mr. Scoopy Pants. Like, oh, the Snyder Cut, I was so embarrassed to talk about Warner Brothers again, and they told me it is not coming out, and you have to let that pipe dream go. I have my sources. This is never going to happen. Blah blah blah. Okay. Talk to me in a few months. All right, Umberto. Call me and tell me that I'm a fucking idiot. But call me in a few months whenever the negotiations are over. Okay. And then we have our boy Daniel RPK on Twitter, which I don't know. I think he's okay guy. I mean, I don't know, of course, but having a Patreon. For exclusive scoops, yikes. That's a yikes from me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but we should, stop listening, like the thing with test screenings. Like, I saw that, oh yeah, I have this scoop, because I know a guy who went for a test screening for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and he said that everyone hated it, like it is a terrible movie and this and that, and then J.J. Abrams 2 weeks after says, oh, I haven't showed the movie to anyone except for my family and some friends, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
and then the same people who fucked up, they stay silent.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, yes, yeah, I will take my sources. That's it. There's no accountability for putting out wrong and unverified information. There's no accountability for it. There's no responsibility. It's like I say, okay, tomorrow the Snyder Cut is going to be released, and then tomorrow comes and it is not announced. Oh yeah, sorry guys, maybe in 2 months. And everyone's like, oh, he says in 2 months, let's wait 2 months.
Like Louis Santana.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I have heard that guy talk on Chris Wong's show. I think he's an okay guy, but he should just really check who he gets his information from. Like, not reliable that a guy comes into your Twitter DMs and tells you, oh yeah, I work on Warner Brothers and the Snyder Cut is going to be released that day, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run this story. Like, no, you have to do some you have to take who that person is and everything. Like, that guy, I don't know if you saw on Twitter a guy who said that he worked at Hot Toys, and he said that he had like some exclusive figures from Justice League the Snyder Cut and Justice League 2, and they had some prototypes and things like that, and everyone was questioning him like, wait, who are you? Where did you come from? And he was like, oh, if you don't want to believe me, don't believe me, blah, blah, blah. And when people started exposing him, like, you don't really work there because we know this and this and that, he just deactivated his account. So that's what I mean. Like, put some distance from the information and try to read as much information as you can see, and then form your own opinion. Because if you let these people tell you the information that you think is true, you're gonna be misled all the fucking time, because these people don't care about putting out the right information. They care about clicks and cloud and money. That's all they care about.
Right.
That is all they care about.
And shout out to Chris Wong Swinson. Now,
yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. Now, Fran, last week Zack Snyder took Aquaman's Triton. He got laser beams in his eyes, and he went ham, so to speak, on everybody. Now, he revealed that the assembly cut is nearly 5 hours long, and plus, not only that, Fran, he showed what, again, most of us with a brain, and most of us that believe the people that actually worked on the movie, namely Jay Oliva, shout out to him, he showed that he does in fact have multiple copies of Justice League, and that it is 214 minutes. What's your thought on that, man?
I mean, this is Scott, I don't know, I don't remember his last name. He's like an editor for Forbes, and he said, you know, if the Snyder Cut is really that long, that means that it's an assembly cut, because normally assembly cuts are that long, blah, 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 blah. And then Zack Snyder came out on Twitter, like, he never uses Twitter. I don't know why he's so active lately. I'm so pumped about it, but it's strange.
Right.
And he's like, nah, bro, nah. Like, the assembly cut was 5 hours long. And the guy was like, oh, you have my attention. And someone said, you know, you should, like, not apologize, but say, oh, maybe I was wrong. That's it. Like, I don't know why people, in general, I'm not only talking about journalism or anything like that. I'm gonna get a little philosophical here, but people tend to be so scared of admitting that they are wrong.
Yep.
Like, bro, just say, oh my god, I fucked up, I'm so sorry. That's it. Like, there's no problem. Everyone is wrong in their lives all the time. There's no shame on saying, oh, okay, my source was wrong, and, you know, if the director of the movie says so, okay, I'm happy to see it, and I hope it comes out. That's it. That honors you. That means that you are someone who can change their mind when they know they are wrong. But instead of doing that, the guy comes out and says, you know, if it exists, I would love to see that movie. Bro, what are you talking about? The director of the fucking movie came out to Twitter to correct you, and you're still talking about, you know, yeah, if it exists. Bro, the director just posted a picture of the fucking reels of the movie. Are you fucking retarded? Like, I don't want to start, you know, saying bad words, but the director of the movie in a public place has posted a photo with the reels of the movie, the runtime, everything, saying, does it exist? Is it real? Of course it is. Then you say that it is an assembly cut, then the fucking director of the movie comes to Twitter and corrects you, and mic drops you. Yeah. And you're like, oh, yeah, I still don't know if it exists. Are you fucking retarded? What's the deal here? And then later, some random guy said, oh, where are the Snyder fans? Well, Watchmen, and what Guardians of the Gahul came
Yeah,
out
I saw
because
that. I
movies
saw that
bombed
shit.
and this and that. And he was like, spoiler, they won't be here. You know you can come out of the director of the movie because he just mic dropped you, and you should go and say, okay, I'm sorry, and shut your fucking mouth. But no, let's go after the fans now.
Yeah.
No one. Yeah, Josh, you know what? No one is going to see the Snyder Cut. He's right. I think that getting 900k tweets in a day means that no one is going to see it. Yeah, we were wrong all along. We were wrong all along, Josh. I think that we should just stop making videos because, no one is going to see it. So why keep talking about it? Like, it is some level of being so retarded that, no, his fans are not going to see it. Bro, what are you talking about? We got 900k tweets in a day.
In a day.
In a day.
Probably
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Probably a million if you count all the incorrect spelling of the tweets. The hashtag release the Snyder Cut. You know what I'm saying?
And the days prior, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we got in total like 200 and something K. So all mixed up, we got like 1.3 million in a week.
Yeah.
But Josh, he's right. No one is going to see it. No one is going to see it. Yeah, he's right.
Lord have mercy.
Instead of recognizing his error and being a man and saying, I'm wrong, I was wrong, and if the director says that there's a movie, okay, let him do whatever he wants, or say, I don't want to see it, but I don't care, but stop with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Be a man, recognize your error, and that's it. That makes you a better man, but instead you're bitching around like, okay, he just mic dropped me, what do I do now? Do I correct myself and be a decent human being? No, I'm going to go after his fans, because, oh yeah, fuck his fans, and so blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Shut up, bro. Shut up. I think that it is time that we stand up for the bullshit that people say.
Yeah.
Not like in a toxic manner, like, oh, let's go all of us to take him down and say that he's a fucking idiot. No, but saying, stop with the bullshit. We've been, like, dealing with the bullshit for 3 years, like, it doesn't exist. It's a pipe dream. You guys are all crazy. You guys are all toxic. Fuck you. It is never coming out. Fuck you. And this and that. So I think that Zack's doing it because he clearly is pissed off.
Yeah.
Someone said on video, like, why did you post this? And he's like, I am just tired of people saying that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he didn't snap earlier. Because with the horrible things that happen. What?
He's just too nice.
Yeah, I think that's like the only thing wrong with him is that he's too nice.
Yeah.
I think that he should do the thing that he did the other day on Twitter more often.
Yeah.
Because some of these guys really deserve to be shut down.
Yeah.
Like, they really deserve to have Snyder say, no, you shut the fuck up, and I'm going to tell you how the movie starts, or how long the movie is, or how completed the movie is. Stop spreading bullshit. You have been spreading bullshit for 3 years. So shut the fuck up now. And I wish that he did that more often. Because he's always right. He's the director of the movie. There's no one closer to the film than the director of the movie.
Exactly.
That's it.
Damn. You just gave them all another mic drop.
I'm just tired. I don't like to insult people. And I know that I say that he's retarded, but when I was watching what he was tweeting, I surely thought that he was retarded. Like, imagine that, you are going to have breakfast, and you're like, fuck, there's no cereal.
Uh-huh.
And your mom goes, there's cereal right there in the counter, go get it. Fuck, man, there's no cereal in this place. Fuck this place, man, there's no cereal. And your mom is like, yo, the cereal are right there, just look at them. They are there, pick them. And you're like, fuck this family, no one here buys any cereal, fuck this place, man. And fuck you, mom, and fuck you, dad. And your mom is just like, is this kid retarded? Like, you have it in front of your face.
Yeah.
and you are not willing to accept it because you are so proud of yourself that you don't want to admit that you are wrong. That's it. I know it's a silly example, but it's the same thing that
Yeah,
happens.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing, bro. I get what you're saying. Definitely. It's sad. It's very sad. It's like, and this next question, Fran, I'm just gonna let you completely chime in because you brought up good examples before with this Ant-Man and the Wasp being a chief one. 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. For what reason? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you most of the beginning, middle, or end of that movie, bro. I legitimately can't. And that's not even me hating, cause I like Marvel. I like DC. I like DC a little more, but I still like Marvel. But I can't remember that movie for the life of me, and the fact that it's got an 88% when I can remember BVS from beginning, middle to end, and Man of Steel beginning, middle to end, I just don't understand. And that question, friend, is why do DC movies get over criticized in your opinion? And you know exactly what I'm talking about because a lot of the things people say, well, I don't like this about this movie in DC, or this thing in this DC movie is bad. They should have just copied Marvel's formula by making solo movies, or the solo movie should have came first. I don't know why they did this, or BVS should have been, all the complaints that we see, the dumb complaints and the stupid complaints that we still see even now. Why do you think DC movies get over criticized in your opinion?
Well, I'm gonna go in another rant in here, but I don't really care.
Go ahead, brother.
I mean, first of all, there's like the general or the public criticism, like, oh, they are so dark, oh, they are so edgy, oh, I don't see any colors, oh, this is all so serious, this is not a superhero movie, they should be all like Marvel, like you said, or, they should have an individual film for each character before the team-up movie.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, people, have you heard of The Lord of the Rings? Yeah, one of the best trilogies of all time. Yeah, did they have any spin-offs or shit like that? For Frodo, for Aragorn, for Legolas, for Gimli, and for Gandalf? No, they didn't. So shut the fuck up with the solo movies. Just because Marvel did it doesn't mean that you can have a team-up movie with no prior solo movies.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's get that out of the way. And then you have the critics' point of view. And I remember the other day when we finished our last video,
mm-hmm.
that I was going around in the critics of Man of Steel. And I just started to get angry because most of the criticism from most of the people who gave it a rotten score, the criticism was not like, the pacing of the movie wasn't that great, or the script wasn't that great, or the cinematography wasn't really good, or this and that. No, the criticism was like, oh, this is not my Superman. Oh, there's no humor in this movie. There's too much destruction in this movie. Oh, my Superman wouldn't do that. My Superman wouldn't destroy this city and kill Zod snapping his neck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, yeah, let's listen to me. Just listen for me. When you're a critic, you are supposed to criticize a movie that you've seen, like where this character wasn't that well developed, the performances weren't that good, or whatever you think about the movie. But what you can't do is criticize the movie because of what your own beliefs of the character are. That's not how movie criticism works. I can't go to a movie and say, oh, that's not my Luke Skywalker. You have to first criticize the movie, and then you can have, as a fan, your opinion. Or say, I don't like that. For example, in Star Wars, that's not my Luke Skywalker because I'm a fan of the latest movies, and that's not my Skywalker. And I can say, okay, fine. That's completely fine. You can have an opinion on a character on a movie, but if you're writing a critic in a place that's supposed to be so good as Rotten Tomatoes, you can't take that as a criticism for a movie. Mm-hmm. You can say the performance was really bad, or the character development was really bad, mm-hmm. the cinematography was bad, the score was bad, the script was bad. Okay, but you can't criticize a movie because the character doesn't do what you want them to do, or because you have an idea in your head of what that character is and say, oh, Superman wouldn't do that, fuck this movie.
Mm.
It's like that's not how movie criticism goes. And like I say, always say, I like and love some of Marvel movies. I love some of them, but I always put the same example out: Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp has like an 88 or a 90% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And most of the critics are, oh, this movie is so fun. Oh, this movie has so many jokes in it. Oh, this movie's humor is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie's humor is so funny. No one talks about the script. No one talks about the score. No one talks about the performances. No one talks about the cinematography. No one talks about the pacing. No one talks about shit. They're like, oh, that's a fun movie. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. I don't really understand. Like, you can't like Man of Steel, you can hate Man of Steel, and that's fine. It's fine. You can have your own opinion. But if you are a movie critic, you have to have some criteria and be a professional in terms of what you are writing, because you are going to influence a lot of people. So you should really do your job and say, first of all, I have my idea of Superman. I really like the Reeves Superman. I think that he should be more like Hardened, but that's just my own opinion. But now, in terms of what I've seen in this movie, the performances were great, the cinematography was great. Maybe I didn't like the pace, but overall it's a good movie. But most of the criticism comes from, that's not my Superman. That's not criticism of a movie. That's criticism of a fanboy that doesn't want to accept that a character can evolve and
Exactly.
be used in different. It can be put on different situations and different storylines.
Yep.
These people really tire me, man.
Yeah, man. And that brings me to my next question, Brother Fran. I know this is gonna make some people itchy.
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 Do you smell good? Did I not before?
Oh my God. Why do you think Joker? Why do you think Joker grossed $1 billion and Shazam didn't even with a better reception? And before you chime in, friend, I want to clarify some things. First of all, I enjoyed Shazam. I really, really, really liked it. Shout out to David Sandberg and Zachary Levi. The emotional moments in the movie really hit me. It was surprisingly dark. I really enjoyed Shazam. I have nothing against it, the director, or the people in the movie. I really enjoyed it. Um, but it really, 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 really is telling that Joker grossed more money on a smaller budget and with a harder rating, and Shazam didn't, even with a better reception and a lower rating. You'd almost be inclined to think, especially coming off of Aquaman, which was PG-13, but did also gross $1 billion. You'd almost think that it would be the other way around, that Shazam would get either a billion or close to a billion, and Joker would be still successful but not grossing way over the Dark Knight and up. What's your thought on that, man?
Well, I think that I have talked enough in a row, so I would like to answer that question first, and then I'm going to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Josh,
What's that?
I said that I think that I've talked enough, so you should answer it first, and then I will go and answer it.
Okay, yeah, I think with Shazam, Shazam again is my bad. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Is my English really that bad?
No, bro. I was like, I thought you wanted to take a breather or something like that. I was like, I wasn't sure. But yeah, Shazam. It has a lot going for it as a movie, as a PG movie. It's a fun, It's a fun, family-friendly movie. It's got a lot of light-hearted moments. It has, like I said, it has a lot of surprisingly dark moments in the movie as well, if you want to call it that. And it also has some nods to the what Zack Snyder started with Man of Steel and BVS. But on the other hand, you have Joker, and it's made with a much lower budget. It has an R rating, and it has Joaquin Phoenix. I think, like you touched on earlier, one of the big things that kind of clipped Shazam was sandwiching it between two Marvel movies, Captain Marvel and the Goose, and Avengers Endgame. That was a big mistake, in my opinion, of whoever decided to put it there. I know it was always scheduled to release in April, but I'm just saying, like, I think it would have done a lot more if it had came out, say, in like maybe January, February, or something. Then with Joker, you have the 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 fact that it came out in October. We had a movie last year on the Marvel side of things, Venom, which is similar to it, but not quite similar. It grossed 800 million. The word of mouth on Joker was good going into the movie. It was really, really good, heaping praise on Joaquin Phoenix, and yeah, I expected it to do good. I'm glad it did good, and I think the singular reason is this shows that people want R-rated movies. People want to see serious and grounded superhero films, and people want to see movies that aren't just filled with jokes, comedy, and camp. Which is fine in superhero movies, but people want serious superhero movies. It's not necessarily bad that Shazam has comedy, but people want variety in the type of comic book movies they see. That's why we have a Logan and we have a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, or we have a BVS, and then we have, which is a cinematic experience in my opinion. That's why we have a BVS, and then we can turn around and have a Shazam. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thought on it, man.
Well, I think that, I mean, there's two things. First of all, no one really knew who Shazam was in terms of general public.
Mm.
So I understand why people will be like, oh, just another superhero movie, I'm just tired of them. And also, like I said before, it was really stupid to put that movie next to Endgame. It was really, really stupid, because if you had put that movie on Christmas,
Mm.
it would have performed way better, because it's a Christmas movie, and you put it out on April. It's like, okay, I guess, but I don't know. I also think that Joker, because of I think that all the controversy surrounding Joker helped it reach levels that they didn't even think it was capable of reaching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because of all the buzz of, oh, there's going to be mass shootings, oh, it's going to inspire white incels to commit mass genocide and things like that.
Right.
And everyone was talking about it, so everyone was like, okay, so what's the deal with this movie? What's in it? So I think that that's what drew a lot of people to the cinema and to see it. And I don't know, I think that people are, it is so, I mean, sometimes I think that we live in a simulation. I still think that sometimes we live in the Matrix. Like, 2 years ago, we had a shitty Justice League movie because the executives wanted to be more like Marvel and be less kind of adult superhero films and more family friendly. And 2 years later, you have a R-rated, super heavy in terms of theme, in terms of what the kind of stuff that happens in the movie, not in terms of kills and gore, but in terms of how heavy the movie is. Like, it's a really sad movie and a really tragic movie.
Yeah.
And people loved it. And people love it, and people want a sequel. I don't personally want one, but people are crazy over this movie.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 years, how things can change. Wink, wink, Warner Brothers. And I think that between the controversy, the need for a different kind of superhero movie, the performance from Joaquin Phoenix, like, that is something that if you haven't seen on the cinema, you are missing a part of cinema history. Mm-hmm. Like, that performance is extremely good. I don't even know how he reached those levels of acting, but hey, props to him.
Right.
I don't know, I think that Shazam was a family-friendly movie.
Right.
That was really close to the most grossing film of all time. So it got really fucked up because of that. Because it's not a bad movie. In no way it's a bad movie. I really enjoyed that movie. I think that it has its dark moments and its funny moments as Shazam is supposed to be. So I really enjoyed that movie. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But I think that Joker was a fresh take on the genre.
Mhm.
It was surrounded by controversy, free publicity. It got really mainstream in terms of young people, and like I use Instagram and Twitter all day, and everyone was talking about it 24/7. Like the meme pages, the non-meme pages, and everyone was talking about that movie. So I think that all of that made the perfect storm, and I was so happy when it crossed $1 billion because of that fucking journalist who said, "Hey, you know who doesn't care about the lion of the film festival of Venice? The general audience. Yeah, fuck Joker." Yeah, I don't remember your name, but right now I'm pointing at you and laughing at your fucking face because that's what you get when you go like you know everything in life and you are cocky about it.
Yeah.
Now you are eating your own words. But yeah, I think that Joker was just a fresh take. It's a wonderful movie, and I mean, it's like an 80s movie, a character development study. It was the perfect storm. And Shazam was kind of more generic and was in a timeline which really didn't beneficiate the movie.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Now, Fran, we got two more, and then we'll close out, man. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Matt Reeves' upcoming Batman film. Are you fine with Matt Reeves taking his time on introducing or including Joker in his trilogy?
I mean, it's a tough question because who would you cast as Joker in the Matt Reeves trilogy?
Exactly.
Because we know that Joaquin Phoenix is not going to do it because they have put out that it's its own universe, so they are not going to cross it over. Jared Leto is out. I mean, he's obviously out as a Joker. So I don't know. I don't think it's the best thing to do to have Joker in that trilogy. Maybe at the last part of the last movie, maybe, just maybe, because it has been used so many times in the recent years that people maybe are starting to get a little bit tired of it. Because I know that people want more Joaquin Phoenix because he's wonderful. But if you are now saying, "Oh yeah, he was wonderful," but let's put that aside and he's your new Joker with a brand new actor in a brand new universe, people are going to be like, again? Like, are we really going to have a new Joker again? Like 3 times in 4 years? I think that may disconnect from people a little bit. So I think that Matt Reeves has enough villains to make his own trilogy and don't need the Joker at all and make excellent and wonderful movies. I don't think that he needs the Joker, and I don't think it will be a wise decision to have him. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty much of the same mind, but also to add to what you said, I mean, in the first The Batman movie, I think there's going to be something like 6 villains in the movie, like Riddler, Mad Hatter, Two-Face, I think, is also rumored to be included, and Penguin as well. There's going to be a lot of villains in the movie already, so I guess I think the trilogy can work with. I'm of the mind that his trilogy can work without Joker. You know, he should focus on villains that we haven't really seen. You know, we've seen Scarecrow, we've seen Bane. Shout out to Tom Hardy. We've seen okay, but blink and miss it cameo of Victor Zsasz. Of course, we had the show Gotham, which did a really good job at showing uh, a lot of Batman's rogues gallery, but I kind of want Matt Reeves to focus on the villains we haven't really seen, even if that's like Mr. Freeze. No disrespect to Arnie Schwarzenegger, you know, and bring in villains like Hush, you know, Clayface, Solomon Grundy, even, you know, those type of villains are the villains I want to see. I would like to see Joker doesn't necessarily have to be a part of this trilogy. This is just my thought for the trilogy to work. And yeah, I'm really really intrigued to see what Matt Reeves ends up making. Um, I still in the back of my mind think and still say with confidence that Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman is the best Batman. He's the definitive Batman. And it's just a shame that we didn't get his flick that he wanted us to see. But you know, it is what it is. Shout out to him. And finally, Fran, moving on from the Batman and the Joker, what would you tell a person that doesn't wants to support hashtag release the Snyder Cut? What would you tell them that he or she could do?
That's a great question. I think that the first thing you should do is follow hashtag. Follow RT Release the Snyder Cut on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the principal account which manages all the events and everything. You should really follow Zack Snyder on Vero. It's a great app. The images don't get compressed there, so the images are full HD.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the images are great. And, it should just be, have a little bit of attention in terms of when are the events going to start. Tweak the hashtag a couple of times, retweet someone a couple of times, talk about it to people in real life. Like I've done that to my friends in real life, like my college friends.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to them about it. Like last Sunday we had an event and it was crazy about this movie, and they're like, "Oh shit, is that really true? Like, is it like that long? Like, and is it that different?" And they are maybe not even that into superhero movies,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like, "Wow, like 900K tweets, like you are so many people and this and that." And I got my brother to tweet out, release the Snyder Cut on Twitter, and I got friends to tweet it out.
Mm-hmm.
So just talk about it to people, like don't be obsessed with it, obviously, but just talk about it naturally. Follow these guys on Twitter, follow us on Twitter if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And just support it, and especially pay attention to the dates of the events, because if there's an event, it means that someone is watching, and if someone is watching, it's important to have a good image of how much and how many people want the Snyder Cut.
Right. I completely agree. And not only that, Fran, first of all, kudos to all that, man. Not only that, but also to support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, man. I would definitely, tell if the person is willing to listen, I definitely tell he or she about, Zach and what he had to go through during the production or post-production phase of Justice League, and him having to step down due to some, unfortunate tragedy. R.I.P. to Autumn Snyder, and just not only talk about the movie, but talk about donating and posting about suicide prevention and helping the Suicide Foundation in any way you can as well. And yeah, man, telling them about the movie that was shown in theaters not being anything remotely similar to what Zack Snyder actually shot and what Chris Terrio actually wrote. And just telling them like, hey, put it in your Facebook profile, put it in your Twitter profile, let people know. Here's some links to all the stuff that was missing from the movie. Here's what we actually saw, but here's what we were actually going to see. Or here's what we saw in this scene, but here's what we were actually supposed to see in that scene. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just keep on posting the hashtag, keep on supporting it, and don't let up, because this ain't gonna stop. Shout out to David A. With that being said, friend, we've reached the conclusion of the video, man. I will leave a link to your channel in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, go subscribe to Fran's YouTube channel, because he does not have to do this. He does not have to show up. He does not have to answer these questions, but he does it anyway because he's a good man. And also subscribe, like, and comment on both of our pages. And we'll see you all next time.